We're back. Episode 2 of the Ginger Honey Podcast.
Yes.
How you feeling?
I feel good.
Me
It's
too.
exciting.
I feel great. This is
Episode 1, the
awesome.
pilot's done.
Yeah.
I'm
And
so
we came
excited.
back. I'm so excited. So, we kind of ended on sisterhood and talking about the viral video. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about our more intimate relationships.
Yeah.
And so, if you want to get started talking about your lovely family.
Yes, get into a little bit into the motherhood. So, I have 3 children, adult children, 2 sons, 36, 31. That sounds painful to say out loud. Very mature and grown, and a 25-year-old daughter, and I have a 4-year-old, almost 4, soon to be 4-year-old grandson, who is the love of my life. Sorry, kids, they get in their feelings about the grandson, but love my children, all amazing, very talented. My oldest son, who actually resides in New York now, he's an esthetician, a master esthetician, as a matter of fact, and doing very well for himself. So all in the professional areas, creatives. Youngest son is an artist, and then is into tattooing now. So he's a tattoo artist, and he does paintings and sketches and very creative mind, very
responsible for this beautiful love.
Yes, get into it. Thank you. Okay, so gifted.
Yeah.
And and they're just all just talented. Sky was very good dancer. She doesn't dance as much anymore.
Yeah.
But she was very artistic as well in the creative arts, performing arts. Yeah, so now she's a mom and full-time job, of course, and definitely has a village around her to help her raise little Dashy Poo. We all love him. Hi, Dinka. And motherhood is wonderful. Very challenging, you know, so we're not going to act like it's all a walk in the park. It's probably the hardest job you will ever have to do as
they
a
don't
woman.
come with manuals.
Yeah.
Don't come with manuals.
Yeah, at all, you know. And we learn along the way, you know. You get some tips and advice from your parents and mom and aunties and grandma, but at the end of the day, it's boots on the ground and figure it out, you know. And then also, you know, what we discussed is that you learn is that you still have to parent every child differently. So that's becomes even greater challenge, right? So it's not a cookie cutter thing, a rinse and repeat for this one, first, second, and third, you know.
And then your babies have some years in between them.
Right, that is
true. So then you grew.
Right,
as a mom.
Absolutely.
The experiences.
Yes. And that makes a difference,
It
you
does.
know, and then kids and siblings bicker between, well, you didn't do that when I couldn't get away with that.
Yeah, I learned some things, right? So now I'm parenting a little
differently,
for
you
sure.
know, and when you're younger, you have more patience, of course, more energy, and as you get older, that shifts. So some things, you know, you're going to let it slide.
Well, you might have patience as you get older, less energy.
Yes,
more patience.
More
because
patience.
You have a better understanding.
That's true. Yes, for sure. And but it is you go learn as you go.
Yeah,
learn as you go.
With them on your hip,
right? But it's a job, title, position that I love. Would not take back. Would not change anything.
Yeah, very rewarding.
Very rewarding. And, you know, and they also help us become the women that we are.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
We all learn together.
That's right. So thank you.
Thank you for helping me grow up.
Yes, my little chickadees.
And as for me, I am a mom of 2. adult children as well. A son, he's 27, and a daughter who just turned 21. And they're off on their own. They're doing very well for themselves. Not a shameless plug for me. A little pat on my back.
That's right. That's
They're
right.
doing well
Absolutely.
in adulting. They're navigating their way. That was my job, to make sure you have all the tools for you to be self-sufficient and independent.
Yes.
So
that is the goal.
That's the goal. That is the goal. Off mommy's hip and breasts.
Right.
And out into the world.
Out into the world.
Yeah, but it leaves me having to figure out what life looks like now for
Empty
me.
nesting. Yes. Yes.
Which
It's
is
different. It's challenging.
It is.
It's challenging.
It is.
You
You
know?
get to learn about who you are and where you want to go, and what you want to do, and what you want to eat.
Right.
I don't have to cook.
I don't have to
do
a damn thing if I don't feel like it. It's like, you know, gotta rush home.
Yeah.
You know.
No homework.
Nothing.
Ooh. That part is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
That's amazing.
But like you said, it's an adjustment.
Yeah.
Because you have to learn to be in that space, which isn't always easy.
Yeah. It's not the most comfortable space.
No.
At all. You're used to being
Needed
for something, you know? And
For
now
sure.
it's like,
Right.
You
Now what do I do?
You don't need my help with that? Oh, okay, you got it? All right. Found a place on your own. Dang. Oh, that's great.
Well, my joke too used to be with the kids, and I can't remember what show it came from, but where they would, you know, go to the next step in whatever, college or moving out, whatever it is. Why you want to leave me for?
Yeah.
Oh, why you want to leave me for? But yeah, that's the goal. We want them to leave.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we didn't have these children by osmosis. So we want to share a little bit about your journey with motherhood and then into relationship.
Yeah, right? How these children came to be. Ooh, all the relationships. Let's get into it.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's get into it.
What's a go on?
What's a go on, baby, in these relationships? And through this, it's all about growth with the experiences, lessons, learning from the lessons, right?
And implementing the new learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was going to say too, because you hope you don't repeat some of the same things, whether it be yourself or in the man you choose, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, I have very grown adult children, like I said. So, started young, first love from high school, and first love, first everything from high school. And we were together a few years. And, you know, and I thought I was doing something back then because my boyfriend wasn't from Mount Vernon. He was from the Bronx, okay? So I'm like, yeah, my boyfriend don't go to high school, right?
He's from the
BX, baby. So we got together, and then right before graduation, I got pregnant with my oldest son. Totally shocked. My parents, of course. I mean, of course, to us too. But you know, you got to do the right things to not get pregnant, ladies, young ladies,
and young men,
and young men. That's
just on you.
True.
It takes two to tango.
It does, but we also have to learn to not leave that in their hands. We got to take care of ourselves first and foremost, right? But it does take two, for sure. But yeah, so. Intentions were going to college. I had scholarships and acceptance letters on my way to Temple University, and I got a little derailed. But like I said, I wouldn't change it. Love my son. So so we were together for a while, but then, you know, having children change your relationships, right? changes the dynamic. Hopefully it strengthens you, but sometimes it tears you apart, you know, because now this is another level of responsibility. This is a life now we're responsible for taking care of, right?
Ain't no play.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You just stepped into adulthood.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Accelerated.
Okay? Accelerated.
Expedited.
Expeditiously into shit got real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and I was 18. You know, he was 20, but I was 18. So that's a brand new world, you know. So we technically, I say, grew up with each other, you know, because we had to, it was a learning curve, you know. But then, you know, that we didn't mature on the same level. Things happened. You break up, right? And then met my youngest son's father. And and he's the father of my daughter as well, but she came along a little later. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But and that dynamic relationship was totally different, right? And a little older, little more mature, but different type of guy, you know. So it came with some challenges, and but it was a hard, fast love. So we were in deep. And we had connections that we didn't know. So in Mount Vernon, and had the same set of friends, unbeknownst to us, we had never met, right? So the connection just became crazy, that all of the friendships were intertwined, right? Which was very impactful then when the relationship didn't work, you know, because it not only separated us, but it caused some dissension and division between our friendships and groups, you know. It's something that I had to get through.
Made for some very awkward moments.
Very awkward moments, okay, and people feeling like they had to choose a side, or it might have been me wanting them all to choose a side.
Yeah, I think it was more so that.
Right.
So there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, which was unfair, but that was my shit I had to deal with, right? And I did, but it took a minute.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep it 100, you know.
You drew some lines
but
in the sand.
I had to draw some lines in the sand. Yeah, I had to draw some lines in the sand and get myself together about it, right? Because it was, like I said, a very, very hot, heavy, deep-rooted soul connection relationship, right? And we had a beautiful son. And, you know, we were engaged, planned to get married, you know, so it was a lot of commitments that were broken, expectations that didn't happen. So, you know, it was a little hard and hurtful for the way things ended. And then I ended up moving to Atlanta. And some things happened before that, you know, we had talked about moving before to Atlanta together, so it wasn't just, you know, I didn't just pull it out of thin air, you know. So there was some discussion about that, with some things going on with my job and downsizing, and it was just the right time. So I ended up leaving, and I needed to separate myself for my own peace of mind and for my children, you know, because I realized that I wasn't in a good space. You know, I wasn't in a good space, and I needed to be. You know, so in all areas, financially, emotionally, you know, all of that. So I made a move, you know, but we maintained a friendship, you know, we always had a friendship. And likewise with, you know, my oldest son, Shane's father, like we've always remained good friends, and which allowed us to co-parent successfully, because, you know, that could be challenging. That could be challenging. But that was my story, and It's a little more. We'll go into detail, but I want you, sis, to share yours, and how you got through your relationships and the relationships you had to get to where you are today.
Yeah. So, getting into my situation, I was involved with the kids' dad, teenage love, end of teenage years, that 90s hip hop R&B love vibe situation going on.
For sure.
Intense.
Yes.
Young and intense. And in love. And we ultimately were together 20 years.
Wow, was it 20?
20 years. Wow. We were together 20 years, married for 12. And you know, just all the ups, downs, rounds and rounds of like growing together.
Yeah.
Right? And in the mix. so to speak. Being in the mix, right? Tunnel every week. The views, all the New York
red zone.
The red zone.
Wow.
Ooh, the red zone. Shout out Clark. R.I.P. Clark.
Clark.
But yeah, it was a lot going on in those days, and
good
so.
Times.
So it was good times. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
They still talking about people being 90s fine.
Yeah,
Young girls
like,
ooh, he cute. He 90s fine. So yeah, we got to live through that. It was an amazing time to be alive. Wouldn't have picked another time.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. So you know, we grew apart over time. It just was one of those things where we had rode the relationship, I think, till the wheels fell off. And so, although we were very passionate and wanted to do what's right by our children and kind of stay in a relationship, like where we're at now, kids grow up and move away, right? And then you salvaged a relationship for what? Because now now for the kids' sake, and now the kids are grown and on your own, and people are looking at each other like, I really don't like you.
Don't like you.
And haven't liked you for the past 15 years.
Right.
We wasn't going to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we get one life to live at a time, and everybody needs to be happy. Yeah.
And it's funny because, you know, we've seen and heard of people being married for 20-some, 30 years and a divorce. Like, how do you get a divorce after? But that's how.
That is how.
That's how.
And that's why.
Yeah.
Because you stayed for the kids. If you're going to do something for the kids, co-parent well.
There you go.
Yeah, co-parent well.
And a lot of times we find out that we're better as co-parents.
Yes.
And friends.
Yes.
Than in the relationship. Yeah.
Because we're modeling behaviors, right? So while you're staying for the kids, but y'all don't like each other, and the vibe, or you know, you're arguing or whatever the case may be, the kids you're teaching them how to be in their romantic relationship should they have them.
Exactly, and that's the missing part
that
people don't get all the time.
Yeah, I'm
glad.
They
see it, they feel it, they know it, even if they don't articulate.
And then when they grow up, you gotta coach them through the stuff that you modeled. You taught them how to be that way.
We created.
And so, so I, you know, there was some times I was like, this is not how I want my son. You know, and then people will say like, oh, well, you have a daughter, so you don't want to do this, or you have a son, but it doesn't matter the gender of the child.
Right.
You know, it's different perspectives for different reasons. I wouldn't want my son to treat a woman like this or that. I wouldn't want my daughter to accept this or that, you know? So it's just kind of realizing those things and taking those action steps to free yourself, to free everyone.
Go ahead to someone else. Listen.
Yeah. So, you know, So after 20 years, I suddenly find myself not in that situation and learning all along again, right?
Right.
So my situation is a little different. I went on to date, marry again. There was a lot of manipulation, toxicity, lies. The good part about it is once you divorce one time, you ain't taking a whole bunch of shit. Like like that's not going on for too long, right? So once we realize what's really going on, the wool's pulled from off your eyes. It's clipped. It's clipped. It's done. Finito. And the good Lord blessed me with a divorce in what? 30 days.
And we celebrated what? My divorce.
No, but on a serious note, you know, there can be a little shame in that, right? If you allow for it. To failed marriages, right? No.
Right.
Just about the process, learning, growing. It's relationships are a mirror of self.
Yes.
So I got a chance to see what I was doing, what I contributed to the demise of those situations, and so.
And I love that you said that, the mirror of yourself, because that is truly what it becomes, right?
Yeah.
Because even when we separate, divorce, but then you get the same type of dude, it's like.
Right, going back to implementing what you learned.
Right. So it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, you know, because in everything I heard somebody say, everybody plays a part, right?
They do.
So even if, you know, you got cheated on, lied to, you know, whatever, love bombed, whatever the thing was that happened, you still have to say, well, then what percentage did I take in this?
Yeah.
What percentage did I play? Because even if it's, you know, 20%, 5, 10, 1, you know, it's some part that you played because you got something from it. Out of it. You still was receiving something to make you stay, you know, and it's identifying that so that now, okay, so then next time, I know, gotta just change that. It's
a lot.
It's a lot. And there's no cookie cutter thing, you know. So of course, we're in the social media world, in the podcast world, you know, there's 100 shows and videos and things about relationship, what men want, what women want, what you gotta do, you know, and you can say
every day battle of the sexes.
Every day.
And why are we battling?
Right. Because ultimately we need each other.
Yes.
Let's keep it funky. We need each other.
Yeah.
And the goal is to figure out how do we come together in understanding and communication.
Yes.
That's it.
That is it.
And even though there may be, you know, certain standards we want to meet and certain, you know, qualities or things that we need to have in each relationship for them to be successful, it's still an individual thing. Because what might work for you and yours may not work for me and mine.
Right.
We're different people.
And realizing that we're all not perfect.
Right.
Including you.
Right.
Like, hello.
Right.
You have stuff with you too.
Right.
So what is it that you have that you can fix, modify, to bring something good to a relationship?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the deep part.
Yeah.
Check yourself
before you wreck yourself.
You rickety wreck yourself. Yeah, sometimes you gotta park whatever, the ego, the masculinity. We know we get told that the masculine energy.
Yes.
Calm your masculine energy.
Yeah, alpha female.
Alpha females, all the trigger words, right?
Well, you become an alpha female when you gotta take care of everything.
You have to.
When you're out of your role.
When you
as a woman.
That's right.
And you gotta take care of everything.
Right.
You become the alpha female.
That's right.
And then when you are in another relationship with the right person. Suddenly you gotta check your alpha female.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh.
Right.
Let me check her before she sabotages some shit.
Right, that's good for you.
Something that's good for you.
That's something that's good for you.
Recognizing.
Girl, don't think I was about to say that.
That is good for you.
Yes.
This is actually good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you get me together?
Right.
He got me together, girl.
Okay.
Yes, Zaddy.
Yes, Zaddy. Listen. Because truth be told, we all need and sometimes love a man that's gonna get us together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you should.
As you should. Yeah.
Respectfully. Yeah, respectfully. Yeah.
Respectfully.
The tone has to be right.
Talking to.
Yeah.
You can get that.
Yeah. Not who are you talking to? Who is you talking to? Who is you talking to? Because now I don't hear nothing you saying. But your
tone is crazy right now. Right.
So
respectfully.
Yeah. Respectfully.
And we respect that.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Which kind of leads to our next segment. So, where are we now? Let's see, sis. Where we at now? Where you at now in the relationship world?
Ooh, where are we now? In a great place. In a great space. And it takes some time to get there. But we got there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so where are we now? Now we're in healthy relationships. Okay, thank God. Thank God. It took us a minute.
We have arrived at 50 something.
Right. That's okay. But my
it's never too late.
It's never too late. And my favorite slogan is "It's greater later."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So sometimes you gotta ride the waves. Ride the waves, get the lessons learned, and till you get into that right space and right place. So, and in that being said, I'm with somebody who we spun the block.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Somebody that I've known for over a decade.
Backed up, flipped it, and reversed it.
If I'm gonna be in my
if y'all whatever, Missy.
Whatever that was, rewound backwards.
Yeah.
But yes, did that. And that's the beauty of this relationship is that we were genuinely friends first, right? So we met through mutual friends. So a good hookup is always nice to have, right? Love that.
Yes.
Because you have somebody to kind of vouch for the character of the person.
Absolutely.
You know, it doesn't guarantee it's going to be successful and you stay together. You know, because it's still a relationship you have to figure out.
That's
but
right.
It usually says a lot about the character of the person. So even if it doesn't work, you know, some things will come and play.
Yes.
Like some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, so we were friends and we tried to date, you know, many years ago, but just the work he does kept him traveling a lot, and it just wasn't conducive for a relationship and my needs at the time.
Yes.
Okay, because I needed lots of quality time. Lots of quality time. And ladies, be careful with that, okay? Because I went through a stage of needing lots of quality time and attention and affection, and I got love bombed.
all been there. We've all been there. Oh, he wants to be with me every single moment.
Every moment. Give me more.
Give me more.
Woo, baby.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful 6 months. And I was warned. I was warned.
Hey,
but
he makes a good boyfriend.
For 6 months. And then after that, yeah. Come through the door.
Kicking the door.
Kicking the door.
Waving the 4-4.
Ooh.
All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more.
Hit me no more with the everything.
Disrespect
with
my clique.
Whew. I needed a moment of silence. But I managed to get through it. You know, I didn't ignore signs.
Yes.
Right, which thank you, because you would say, Nick, I know you're good. You know, you're going to figure it out, but at least you're not in the dark and blind to what is happening right now.
It was like, okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Duly noted.
Oh, that's a behavior you have too? Okay, duly noted.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're gonna discuss it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a chance to rectify it and change behaviors. So you could say, I'm
but that
sorry.
chance ain't gonna be long.
Not long at all.
Yeah.
And all the sorries in the world ain't gonna work if behavior don't change.
Yeah, because you're about the sorriest person I
About the sorriest. Yeah, you know what? You are sorry.
You're the sorriest person I know.
Right. So, with that, got past that in a great place.
Yeah.
Friends, started off with friends. So discovered from the love bombing, like I don't need all that extra time. Like still, I love quality time, and that's how you build a relationship. You have to spend time with each other, right? So we have that, but it's not the smothering. It's you do your thing, I'm gonna do mine. We miss each other, come together. It's amazing.
The unhealthy codependence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
None of that.
Zero. Zero. And then we just get each other. Like he's every bit of a Gemini. Sorry, babe. But in a good way. And I've always known that our signs were compatible anyway. I'm an Aquarius. And we just work well with each other. We communicate well with each other. We resolve issues well. And it's just the communication, the respect for each other, and the trust. And that had to build over time too. But when you have a friendship, right, first, you genuinely like this person because they're your friend, right? Because we choose our friends.
Absolutely.
We got family members that it's family. We love them because they're family, but we don't like them.
Yeah.
So your friends are people you choose to have around. You choose that you are in community with, choose you are in time with because you like them. So we have that, and it's great. It's great. Makes me happy, makes me smile, and it just is a great feeling to be in this space. Yes. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. He did his big one.
Yes. When the blessings come down.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's worth the wait.
It is.
And timing, right?
It
So we laugh too, because we're like, we've known each other all this time, but now being in this more intimate relationship, we talk more, we got to know each other on a deeper level, but it was just the time, when we met, it wasn't the right time, but here we are now, in a great space.
Talking about timing, right?
Right.
And to piggyback on what you're saying about meeting someone through someone else, right? That they can speak to their character, right? So some of my friends had convinced me to try online dating.
oh yeah, that.
And it works for some people. It really does. It works for some people. It's not going to work for me. It's not going to work. It did not work.
But at least you can say you tried.
Get an A for effort.
Listen, I tried too.
Yeah, it was you know, on there. Okay, it was.
Yeah, it was
You
popping.
knocked me off of my feet now, baby. Woo! No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So the love bomb, it didn't take 6 months because I was like, okay, we gonna be in and out of there.
Right.
We're gonna take some time for self.
Yeah.
We're gonna take some time
Regroup.
for self. I call it my 3-month period on the couch. I went to work and went home and like sulked and licked my wounds.
That's only a lioness would.
That's right. I sulked and licked my wounds for 3 months.
Yeah.
And one day I got a phone call. Come on, sis, come out. I'm going to this pool party. I'm like, pool party? Girl, I ain't been to a pool party since 91.
Right.
And I ain't wearing no bathing suit. That ain't happening. I'm not going to no pool party.
Right.
Come on. You're just in the house. All right, I'm getting myself together.
Yeah.
Show up to the pool party super late.
Why you?
What? Because I was not going. I was bound and determined, but it was one of those things where I had to like drag myself for real out the house. Okay. So we're at the pool party, not participating, scrolling through my phone, and there's this guy sitting next to me. It was him and a female. So of course you would think they're
Together,
a couple, right? And so they're there and they asked about some chairs we had and small talk. Long story short, end of the night, he was doing the gentlemanly thing. Let me help you carry your things, this, that, and the next. And I'm like,
that's a setup.
I was like, first of all, where's the girl you was just with?
Right.
Like, that wasn't your girl? Oh, no, that was my cousin. And it really is his cousin. It really is his cousin. Fact check that.
Okay.
Later. That's really his cousin.
Of course.
And ended up in lots of conversation that night. And then he was such a gentleman because he walked me to my car and it was a little rocky and he like held my hand. Aww. And in my head, I'm laughing like, he's holding my hand. Okay, we're not in the backyard anymore.
Right.
Okay, the ground is flat. We're good. He's gonna let my hand. He's still holding my hand. Oh my gosh, what a gentleman. Oh my gosh. And my girlfriend's like, bring you to the pool party. Your ass didn't even want to come out of the house. Now you want a whole date.
Right.
Anywho, fast forward, great person. Yeah. Like he is a wonderful, wonderful human being.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah, he's just a wonderful human being. Yeah. I trust him. Can't say that I have ever felt that way. And because I trust him, I'm able to respect his thoughts, his opinions, his ability to protect and provide a sense of security. Yeah. Does not rattle my nervous system.
Yeah. Which is great.
Right? Like,
but
you gotta shut those thoughts down, right? Because you're so used to things not necessarily being that. So you like,
side eye, yeah.
For
real. Everything they say, like,
you'd be like,
side eye, yeah. Questioning everything.
Yeah, but thank God, through my learning, I learned to not act and react on every thought that I had, every trigger that I had, because I could have easily sabotaged. Yeah. Because he grown and about his business and he's boundaried with morals. And so if you're not the right kind of woman, you're not going to get there either. Exactly. Because he'll cut you off.
Exactly. Right. Which is big. And then it's an adjustment when you're not dealing with a man that's like that. Right? because if the past is men who don't have boundaries
And discipline. Yes. Men need to have boundaries and discipline.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have them, how you gonna set them for me or us?
Yeah.
In a relationship or marriage.
Yeah. So this works because we both are in our God-given roles, and we fulfill them to ourselves first,
right,
and to each other.
Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, and the trust. Let's go back to the trust thing.
Yeah.
That's so big, and you know, we know, again, with all the relationship talk, that women being submissive is a trigger, right?
Yeah.
For most women.
Yeah.
Not
for me though.
Listen,
Not for me,
because
though.
when you have the right man, who you trust, who you feel safe with, that's gonna come naturally. So it's not a thing you're giving up. It's what you want to do. Because my man.
And I want to sit and be pretty. And pink.
And soft.
Soft and pink.
Soft and pink.
Soft and pink,
while you
please.
do your man thing.
Yeah, and I watch.
And I'm over here.
Being beautiful and keeping all the things together.
Yeah. So that's big, and you know, it took us a minute to get here, but I'm so glad we made it.
Mama, we made it.
Mama, we made it. Word. Because it was exhausting. Like, you know, like being in the wrong relationship and not with the right person for you can be exhausting.
And you look like it.
Damn.
No, it's true. Right? You feel like, damn, she ain't happy.
She tired. She motherfucking tired. It's all over.
She hates him.
She hates him.
Listen. They hate each other.
They hate each other.
Real bad.
Because we're watching.
Yeah.
It's all in your eyes. The eyes never lie. Eyes never lie.
Oh, great.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
that's
so we gotta save something.
Yeah.
We gotta save something.
Yeah, but that's good. So we'll leave you with that.
Yes.
Oh
God.
And our journey, but keep it Stay tuned in for more next episodes coming of the Ginger and Honey Podcast.
For sure.
For sure.
Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe at Ginger and Honey Podcast, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
That's right.
See you soon.
See you soon.